Hi, this is Christoph, together with Justine on our podcast. So what's the topic of today, Justine?
So Christoph doesn't know the topic of today. I thought I'm going to spring it on him. Christoph,
Mm-hmm.
the topic of today's conversation is how to use superconscious or hypnosis to make your life more fun.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. So what comes to mind, Christoph, when I give you that question? How would you use superconscious or hypnosis to make your life more fun?
Everything starts with a feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally have this theory: a feeling one-on-one creates a new situation. So if I have a bad feeling, I will create tomorrow or next week a bad situation. If I have a sad feeling, tomorrow or next week, this feeling will create a new sad situation. So if I have a great feeling, an uplifting feeling, I'm absolutely sure that tomorrow or next week, this feeling will generate a new situation which is based on this uplifting feeling. So feeling is important, correct?
Yep.
Now, the only thing is I kind of forget. I tend to, yeah. These feelings are sticking too long in my system. So when I'm angry, I'm not angry for 3 seconds. I'm kind of angry for an hour or maybe 2 hours, which is not well, because we all know that if you have 17 seconds of a certain feeling, it will generate a new thought. And that new thought can also generate a feeling. So the spiral goes down when you're having about time too long a bad feeling. So the thing is, I need to be aware more. How do I feel? If I feel great, let's enjoy it. If it is a feeling that I don't want, I need to shift it. And I need to shift it quick. So there's lots of things. You may give us some ideas how to shift a feeling, but from the moment I shift a feeling, I can choose for another feeling, something which I like. And then I know, okay, absolutely 100% sure that this feeling will give me a better life, a better opportunity, a better situation. That's how I think. Now, what's your idea?
I'm thinking the same thing. When I thought of this idea a moment ago, I didn't even know where the conversation would go. But what I was thinking just now when you were talking was, Christoph, right now, I don't need to know what it is, but if you were to think of something that made you smile, or a place that you really like to be, and you closed your eyes and you felt that, can you feel it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm already doing it.
So when you're already doing it, if you were to take your hands and just slowly rub them together as you feel that feeling, so just slowly rub your hands together as you're feeling that feeling, will create that connection between the feeling that you've got right now, smiling, make it super strong, and the rubbing of your hands, right?
Okay.
So make it so strong that you're already grinning. So have you created that connection between your hands rubbing?
Absolutely.
And that feeling. And now open your eyes.
Yeah.
Now I want you to think about something really shitty, something that you don't like. What's something that you don't like?
Okay. Yeah.
You got something out? And now I want you to rub your hands together. And I want you to see what happens when you rub, you're going to smile already. When you rub your hands together, does it make you think about that thing that you were thinking about before?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when you were talking to me about, and people that are listening to this can have a little play with that. maybe have a little play with thinking about something that makes them smile or laugh, and anchoring in something like of the rubbing of the hands, so that if they are having a dumb shitty day or something like that, they've got something they can turn to. Because I mean, even in the supermarket, they could rub their hands together if they weren't feeling that good, and it would instantly make, like what Christoph did, he started smiling. So that's what, when you were talking about how it starts with a feeling, I just thought, let's just anchor in the feeling for people to see how they could probably change a feeling.
So can we generalize this? Does this mean that I have to do something in my mind to make me feel angry or happy?
Well, yes, I think that there is a sequence to it. So, like, to feel angry, we've been triggered. So we've been triggered, whether it's by an external stimulus in our environment that we don't even know about, or whether someone said something, or whether we've had a thought pop in, which is usually triggered from the environment. Something happens to make us feel a certain way. But in saying that, those feelings always come from inside of us. So, so to me, the idea of anchoring or rubbing the hands together, we probably wouldn't even need to do that if we had the ability just to, we practice shifting states. But for me, having something physical to do to shift it starts the process of learning to manage the feelings we have inside of ourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's much easier to do physical.
I wanna do something. So you're the guinea pig now.
Do something to me.
Think about a sad situation.
Me. A sad situation.
Right here.
Do I have to think about it with my eyes closed? Do I close my eyes?
No, I don't care.
Okay. It's very hard thinking about something sad with you there, Christoph. Okay. I'm going to have to close my eyes. Okay, I'm going to have to close my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, open your eyes. Think something funny.
Just right there.
How many seconds did it take you to feel bad? And how many seconds did it take you to shift the feeling and do something else?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Now, so it's possible to shift the feeling really quick, correct?
Completely.
The only thing is, and that is a big problem I have, is how can I remind myself, or how do I consciously get the information how I'm feeling? Because when I'm stuck too long in a bad feeling, it doesn't help me. So can you give me some tips how?
To be honest, Christoph, I think 100%, and people might not like me saying it, but I think that we get triggered and a feeling comes up, and then I think there is a moment where we have a choice. It might not be straight away, but there is always a moment where we consciously know that we're staying in that space.
Of course, and I agree. But I would like to have a tip, an idea.
The tip is once that you know consciously that you're doing that you do something else, even physical, like moving the hands together, that you've anchored. Now, wonderful. because when you know that you've actually got a choice, we don't have a choice in how we instantly feel when we're triggered. Nobody has a choice to see a movie and suddenly start crying, or to walk in a room and feel bad. But there will be a moment where we get that third person reflection where we go, I wonder why I'm sad. And it's at that point where we have to take responsibility for how we feel and choose to switch it or choose to stay. And if you're choosing to stay, then own it. I'm choosing to be mad, and I'm going to stay mad because I feel like it. And who cares, as long as you're not hurting anyone? It doesn't matter if you're mad and grumpy or sad or crying or anything, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. You have the right to feel however you want to feel, but own it. So when your brain kicks in or your mind kicks in going, wow, I'm still sad, make a choice. Do I want to be sad, or do I want to switch myself out of it and own whatever that is? Because like I said, if you want to be angry, be angry. As long as you're not hurting anyone, feel angry. It can feel good to be angry, but don't be a victim in it. Choose to be angry. Yeah, does that make sense?
I love it. So can you agree on the idea that a feeling works as a GPS towards a new situation?
100%. So the reason why I say that is feelings, I don't know how long we've got, but feelings are interesting because positive feelings and emotions orientate us towards positive things. It's known. Negative, what we call negative emotions, to me, they're not, they're just another feeling. It orientates us, like fear and like anger, it orientates us towards what the threat or danger is. So if you are scared of spiders, you are programmed for your pupils to go small, for your mind to search where the spiders are so you know where they are. So a person that's scared of spiders will know, especially a big fear, will know where the spiders are in the room, right? Our mind will draw us towards threat and danger to keep us safe. So if we have a feeling in our body that is not a positive feeling, it's going to look for that feeling and draw us towards it as a safety mechanism. Like, have you know this, Christoph, but for people listening, how often do you hear people saying, I dated this guy and he cheated? Oh, and then I met this other guy and he cheated. Oh, and I went for this other guy, different nationality, looks different, great family, and he cheated. And it's like you have a feeling inside yourself, and your mind, your subconscious can pick that energy in the environment because it has to for survival. And it's pointing you towards that guy and it's saying to you, don't go there, threat and danger. But what do? There's connection there. I'm going to go there because I feel like he's the one, because your mind's saying, hey, watch that. And we get a bit confused. And so it draws us towards trouble again and again until you shift that feeling. And I mean, that happens with positive. When we get our mind into a space of positivity, that positive feeling opens our mind up to connection, to new possibilities, to creativity, to all of these things open up. And this is just positive psychology, the difference between positive and negative on our brain and what it does. So if you have positive emotions going on and positive feelings of love, you're going to be drawn to that. You're going to see it all around you. I mean, how many people, when they're having a really good day, notice things in their environment, like a flower that's come out that they haven't seen before because they haven't been in a good mood? Do you know what I mean? So the feelings that are in our bodies totally 100% influence what we see in our environment every day. Doesn't mean the other stuff isn't going on, but we only see so much of our environment around us, and what we see is based on what's going on in our body. And if we're in anger, fear, guilt, and all those things, our mind is going to be protecting us massively and pointing out all the threats and dangers instead of all the possibilities. It's just the way our mind is. So if we can get a hold on our emotions and how we feel, then our life is going to get better. And that's where I said it comes to choice. What are you choosing to sit in? Like if someone's hurt you and you're sitting there going on about how they hurt you, is that affecting them or is that affecting your life? Because I can pretty much tell you the person that hurt you is probably having a really good life while you're drawing in more hurt and more hurt and more hurt. Yeah, it's not easy to always shift stuff, especially trauma. Get help if you can't shift stuff. If you struggle to go from not in a good space to in a good space, okay, it's easy for me to say that I've done a lot of work. Same with you, Christoph. There's a lot of people listening that won't have the ability probably to shift into a good space because of trauma. That's when you get help. Like, come to me, come to Christoph, come to someone that works in a way where we don't sit and delve in the past. We just shift stuff out of the body and move forward. Get yourself into a space that you can control what your mind is pointing you towards. You know, it doesn't have to be always in the past and sitting in that yuck stuff. Like I said, it's easy for me to say, just change the feeling. But if you can't just change the feeling, then actually get help. Like, go and see someone and get yourself into a space where you're back in your body and you have a choice.
Yeah. Wonderful. So shift the feeling and your reality will also shift, correct?
100%. Has to.
Wonderful.
Over
Great
and out.
That's exciting. So for our listeners, if you have another topic to be discussed or you have an idea, let us know, reach out, and we'll have a go. So thank you so much.
Yeah.